All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready, we'll get started. We're only 5 minutes late. That is a good sign. Welcome to the SIU Hall of Fame induction dinner. My name is Mike Reese, and it is a privilege to serve as the Master of Ceremonies tonight. We hope this night is as special for the inductees and their families and their friends as they hope it will be. And I know from personal experience, people find that once they make it here, it's a much bigger deal for them than it feels when you get the call. And I hope you have the same feeling tonight. The inductees are among just 271 people in the 100 or so years of SIU athletics who've been honored by Southern as Hall of Famers. We induct 6 into the Hall tonight, and I'd like to introduce each of them to you right now alphabetically so you can get a sight on them here right out of the chute before we eat. So each of them I'd like for you to stand. Muhammad Abdul Qadir. Harry Gallatin. Lauren Haas. Allison Hiller. Charlie Ropake. Bob Schreck. Bob, would you stand up again? Now, all the people in the Schreck group, the males, would you stand up? Now tell me, folks, do these guys all look the same or what? Bob's son, get out of there. Now you don't. Are you guys with the Schreck? Oh, dumb question. My first dumb statement of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the 2015 SIU Hall of Fame class. We also want to recognize the SIU Hall of Famers who are in attendance tonight. 271 Hall of Famers, not all of them here, representing 21 SIU sports and 3 other categories. I'd like, as I call your name, for the SIU Hall of Famers in attendance tonight to stand. Tom Baugh. Kay Brechtelsbauer. Seymour Bryson, Fred Huff, Larry Christoph, Joel Sambursky, and Charles Warren. The SIU Hall of Famers in attendance tonight. Our program is very simple tonight. After dinner, which is coming up in just a moment, we'll present the plaques to the Hall of Fame inductees, the 6 of them, and then we will hear from each of them, and their plaques are what's covered up right now, and so we will unveil those plaques, and hopefully the right person will unveil the right plaque. SIU's president is also its chancellor, is also its, I'm sure there are other roles for him too, but this is his debut at the SIU Hall of Fame induction dinner. I know the event is extremely important to him. Would you please give a warm welcome to SIU President, Dr. Randy Dunn.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to SIU Carbondale. Let me open by extending my congratulations to all of the honorees tonight. We're proud of you. We're glad to have you back. And for those of you who maybe have gone to places beyond, along with your family members, welcome back to campus. For some of you, if it's been some time, I hope you appreciate the changes taking place, have enjoyed the opportunity to see the campus, because great things continue to happen here at SIU Carbondale. If you have had the chance, either by virtue of being close to campus or having come back and done some tours, you've been able to go around and see a number of banners and other indicators that say something like excellence everywhere. And like any university across the country, when we have excellence to demonstrate, we want to shout that out. We want to make it known to everyone who will listen that we have excellence to brag on at our university. How important that is to do, in our case, with Saluki athletics. If you look at the importance, the prominence of an athletic program, and this is true certainly for Division I, but if you look at all range of institutions, from private colleges all the way up to the large power conference programs, athletics are the front door to a campus, and you've heard this line from other people at different times, but how true it is, whether we're looking at helping tell our story nationally, recruiting students to us, looking to bring faculty and staff here, the athletic program is something that is the front door. It is the face of the university. So how appropriate when we have excellence to celebrate, we do it in our athletic program, particularly here with Saluki Athletics. True with preachers, politicians, and presidents. When we get a podium, we like to ask for money. For those of you who are from Illinois, you know we're going to be going into some very rough times. And as we sit here today, looking at next week, we're going to get the budget address from our new governor. With that address will be the budget blueprint for the state of Illinois as we look at the next fiscal year. And I think we're going to have some challenging days ahead. So for all of you here tonight, for those whom you influence, please carry the story of all that's great, not just in Saluki athletics, but in the university as well, because we're going to have to continue to rely on those who support us, those of you who give to our programs, in athletics and otherwise, to those who carry us in all of the work that we do here at SIU Carbondale, now more than ever. You've been so generous, so supportive in the past, and we're going to continue to look for you in the future to keep up this wonderful record of accomplishment. In large part, we celebrate with the honorees tonight. We're so proud of those being honored. We thank you for your support of them, helping to celebrate with them. We look forward to great things that will continue to come. Go Salukis. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before we eat, let's pray for the eats. To do the invocation is longtime Saluki Athletics supporter Randy Johnson. Randy?
Thank you, Mike. If you could join me now with a blessing for the meal. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this night. We thank you for what this represents, the celebration of the talent that is in this room, Father. We thank you especially for what these people have given of themselves to not only this institution, but to the fans. Father, we bless them. We thank you for the blessing of their families. And tonight, Father, as we join and celebrate this occasion, we ask that you bless those that prepared this meal and those that worked so hard to put this event on. Be with us throughout the rest of this evening. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Randy, and thank you all for coming. After dinner, we'll hear from Saluki Athletic Director Harold Bardot, as well as those who joined the hall tonight. Thank you for coming, and please enjoy the meal. Okay, folks, let's get started. Thank you again for coming. Was the food good? By a sound of applause, a round of applause. Good. Coming up, we will meet those being inducted into the hall tonight. We'll close with the inductees individually unveiling their Hall of Fame plaques. We videotaped interviews with each of the inductees tonight. We'll also videotape the induction speeches, and we plan to edit them together and post them on the athletics website, which is siusalukis.com, in the coming weeks. The people who do that are SIU Video Services and you see them on the cameras and in the back as well. Their names are Shane Gibbons in the back, Sam McGlone, and Anthony Giassi. They do a lot of hard work. Thank you for that applause. The people who organized the event tonight and the weekend are Erica Salamone, John Good, and Jake Erickson. They're in the back. Would you guys stand, please? Good work. We have two current Saluki head coaches with us tonight. Would you welcome first SIU basketball coach Barry Hinson. And sitting with the guy I'm sure he wished could play for him, Dale Lennon, the Saluki football coach with Muhammad. Saluki softball coach Carrie Blaylock with her club in Georgia tonight and the weekend. Subbing for her at Lauren Haas's table was Coach Blaylock's assistant when Lauren played. That's Christy Canoyer, who's now at St. Louis. Coach? Also, former Saluki softball head coach Kay Brechtelsbauer, a Hall of Famer herself, is here too. She's in the back. And former Saluki head coach Harry Gallatin is here too, but I guess you knew that. Coach Hinson will duck out after Coach Gallatin speaks. Southern plays tomorrow at 3, plus Coach is under the weather, so he will slip out of here. There's no way to do that well. It's always awkward. So if you'd point at him or yell something at him as he walks out, hey, where's he going? That would really help him. This is an important weekend for Saluki athletics as well as for the inductees. Harold Bardot knows this for sure, and this one is more personal for him. Later on, when Harry Gallatin is inducted into the hall and unveils his plaque, Harold Bardot will be there with him, and it will be coach with player unveiling the plaque. And so this is a big night for Harold too, as will be tomorrow at halftime of the game. This might be his first Hall of Fame ceremony as an AD, but he's probably seen all 36 of the previous Hall of Fame dinners as an important member of the SIU community. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome SIU Athletic Director Harold Bardot.
Thanks, Mike, and good evening to you all. I would like to add my welcome to that of President Dunn and Dr. Dunn, and hope that this will be the first of many Hall of Fame ceremonies that you guys will have the pleasure of attending. As Mike mentioned, there are several people in this room that made this evening possible, and the young people with whom I work are, I don't know the adjectives to use to describe them. Of course, everybody in here is probably younger than I am, but nonetheless, they are energetic. They know what they need to do. They know how to work. They work without direction, and they are just unbelievable. And they put this show on tonight. So without them, it couldn't have been done. You know that also that Mike Reese does this a lot. I don't know if he's done all 36 or not, but he's certainly done most of them. He makes it look awfully easy up here, but that's because of his preparation. He puts a lot of hard work into the delivery for this particular program. And when he asked the Hall of Famers to stand, he did not stand himself. So I'm going to ask you, because he is a Hall of Famer, to stand and acknowledge his status as well. I think the Hall of Fame committee should also be thanked. Tom Weber puts together a lot of statistics that we have to cull through because there are many deserving members that need to be in the Hall of Fame, and if you don't believe it, you just ask some people that don't get in. But we do try hard on that committee to select the very best, and so those of you who are honored this evening know that it was a long and arduous process and that you belong in this Hall of Fame. So I don't have to tell the candidates that this is a well-deserved honor. But nonetheless, this honor, the Hall of Fame selection, is, I believe, the finest honor that a Saluki athlete and our coach could ever attain. It's a recognition of your achievements by people that may not know you personally, but who look at your credentials and determine that you are worthy of being in the Hall of Fame. So when Mike introduces you, I would ask that you savor each and every word because it will be very meaningful for you, particularly later in life. I didn't get the opportunity to call people, so I don't have any stories about their reactions to being called and being told that they were a new member of the Hall of Fame. But as I said, it's a very worthy honor. But I would just like to leave you with something that my predecessor said. Carbondale may never be your home address again, but I always will hope that Southern Illinois University will always be your home. So congratulations to all the inductees and best of luck.
Thank you, Harold. Now, alphabetically, let's meet and hear from those joining the SIU Hall of Fame tonight. In the 40 years that I've been around SIU football, here are the three most intimidating players I've met. Muhammad Abdul Qadir, Muhammad Abdul Qadir, and Muhammad Abdul Qadir. Damon Jones was fourth, went on to the NFL, came here from Michigan, but if Mo told me to pick him fourth, I would pick Mo fourth. The man scared me, and for the right reasons. He took the game so seriously that to call it a game around him was to invite bodily harm. On the playing field, on the practice field, immediately before and after games and practices, football was work to Muhammad. Football was his job. So, Mo, you run for 312 at Michigan, Eastern Michigan. He was just doing his job. 261 in the stunning Western Illinois win in '02 was doing his job. And your blockers, Mo, they did their jobs. Off the field, great guy. Interviews, check the stupid questions at the door, Reese. I like to, kind of lighten the mood. It's mostly for me in interviews to throw a little humor in there. Mo did not appreciate Reese's humor. Reese, this is a business. On the field, all business, intimidating, and good. 2,372 yards in 2 seasons, 19 games. 1,000 yards in just 5 games, the first 5 games of '02. He was a 1,000-yard rusher, and the trees weren't even losing their leaves yet. 130 carries for those 1,000 yards. This is one 2-year player you can legitimately say would have easily doubled his numbers had he played 4 years here. He had a huge role in the rebirth of SIU football, and thus he has earned a place among SIU's athletic greats as a Hall of Famer. Please welcome to the Hall, Muhammad Abdul Qadir.
Thank you. I will be the first to say that being first alphabetically my whole life has its pros and cons. I was definitely not prepared to give a speech today, but I'm just glad to be included. I'd say the biggest takeaway from this is having the privilege to say that I am a part of the tradition that was started here in 2002 and continuing forward. I don't have much to say. Just happy to be included.
Now, what did I tell you about interviews? Our next inductee's route to SIU was a route no one took before him, and no one is likely to take after him. He went directly from playing in the NBA with the New York Knicks to coaching SIU to coaching in the NBA. And here on NBA All-Star Weekend, it's appropriate to note that Harry Gallatin played in the first NBA All-Star game and was a 7-time All-Star. As his first coaching job right out of the NBA, he coached Southern to 79 wins, 3 NCAA tournaments in 4 years. He left Southern after the 1962 season to coach the NBA's St. Louis Hawks and proceeded to become the NBA Coach of the Year the next season. He's a member of the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, the SIU Edwardsville Hall of Fame, the Truman State Hall of Fame, the Missouri Basketball Hall of Fame, the Illinois Basketball Hall of Fame, the MIAA Hall of Fame, and finally Southern got it, the Saluki Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Harry Gallatin.
Thank you very much. What a pleasure to be here. I remember 2 years ago when we came back, and this place amazed me. And I asked Seymour Bryson, I said, what happened here? I said, we played in old Davies gym, and all of a sudden we have all this renovation, we have an arena, we have a football stadium, I can't believe. What happened, Seymour? He said they charged the students a few more fees, Coach. I'm very honored to be here. This place has a special meaning for me, there's no question about it. Coming here and being honored this way is great, and I appreciate it. When we're honoring people, though, I'd like for you to honor someone who's been with me for 65 years. The greatest little gal in the world from Burlington, Iowa, Beverly Hull. Stand up, honey, stand up. The only comment I can make is, you don't know how it is to be a coach's wife. Oh man, you hear about everything, I'm sure. He should have made that layup. What in the world was he doing? All that. It happens, doesn't it, Coach? You bet. They're a mother confessor, is what they are. And they try to be as liberal as they can with you, but they have to first chase you because you're on the recruiting trail. You got to do this, you have to do that, you got practice. There's all kinds of things going on. And then I'd like to honor someone else who's my oldest son and his wife, Barb. Would you stand up, please? I came to SIU Carbondale when I was 30, just out of the MBA, 10 years of that rat race, and it's a rat race, believe me. But now, 57 years later, can you add? That's how old I am. It's way up there. But coming back and talking and seeing people and places that I haven't seen for a long time, what in the world has happened between Carbondale and Marion? I thought there was just a lake out there. That's not a lake. And we were held up in traffic for, I can't tell you how long, trying to get in here from just outside of town by Crab Orchard. The railroad, you still have a railroad coming through here. But seeing some of my former players, like Seymour and Harold, and some of them that aren't here, Ed Bigham, I saw you over there, Ed, and Mike Pratt. Larry Christoph, a wrestling coach, came here to see if, me go into the hall, which is great. I didn't know they had a Hall of Fame for coaches here. When did that happen? But it's nice that you're doing it. It's great to see everybody turn out and everybody have enthusiasm for the program here. I know Coach Henson came up to came up to Edwardsville. And I thought, oh boy, we got a chance. We were 30 points behind after the first quarter. But he had a little mercy on us and kind of eased up the second half, didn't you, Coach? But it is just great to see everybody. It's something that I always look forward to. I'm not sure I deserve it. The only love I have is a love for my wife, my kids, and basketball. Always has been. I'm from Wood River, Illinois, and Dad built a nice goal out in the vacant lot behind the house. They couldn't get me to come in. For supper, oh yeah. But otherwise, that's how I learned the game. There is no substitute for practice in the game of basketball. But you need to have fun. You really need to have fun when you practice the game. And I always tried to have drills that Harold probably could attest to that included some of the real fundamentals in the game. And conditioning, every once in a while, we ran a few laps. We ran some for Sparta. We ran some for Quincy. We always ran some for, oh, Coach, come on. That's the way it is. In order to be good at something, you got to work at it. You got to give it everything you have if you want to be the best. And the best that you've ever had at this university in sports information is a guy that I love, Fred Huff. Stand up, Fred. And his lovely wife. I don't know how you put up with him. But thank you very much. I appreciate it, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Coach. Good job. Harold and Seymour both have said it wasn't running for Sparta and Quincy, it was running to Sparta and Quincy. When Lauren Peters was Lauren Haas, she hit .320 for her Saluki softball career with 24 home runs. The .320 batting average is 10th best at Southern. The home run total is 5th best at Southern, 3rd best when she graduated. She was a first baseman for winning teams. She played from 2005 through 2008. Her club won the 2005 Missouri Valley Conference title and reached the NCAAs in 2005, 6, and 7. In 2008, Lauren hit .388 and was the Valley Player of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Haas, Saluki Hall of Famer.
Thank you. It's a true honor to be here. Congratulations to my fellow inductees. I'm really proud to share this honor with you and be here with everyone tonight. I started here as a freshman, and my freshman year, coming from Seattle, I wasn't really sure I was going to make it out of my first year. Just, the challenges of being away from home and going from being the best player on my team to filled with a team of 15, 17 other girls that were just as good, if not better than I was. So I had a lot of support from my family and coaching staff and other support staff at SIU that, I wouldn't be standing here if it weren't for them. I think I my dad instilled in me a work ethic as I was growing up that kind of carried me through my college career. And it's funny to look back as I was growing up that he was always the one dragging me out to practice and throw some more pitches, take some more cuts, whatever it was. But when I started at SIU, and there was a pride in me that hadn't been there before, and it started to be where I was the one dragging him outside. Come on, Dad, a couple more. Let's just work a little more. And so without my dad and my mom, my family in general, I wouldn't have had the success I had. And the records, the accolades, I guess, are my own, but I couldn't have done any of it without my teammates and coaches, support staff at SIU. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. Those who watched Allison Hiller play golf marveled at how hard she hit the ball. She was a powerful player. Those who especially marveled at her power were tall males whom she out-hit. Allison Hiller played at SIU from '98 through 2002 and was All-Missouri Valley 3 of her 4 seasons. She finished in the top 10 of the Valley tournaments all 4 years. She won 5 tournaments, reached the NCAAs in 2002, and the 215 she shot over 54 holes is the SIU 54-hole record. Would you please welcome to the SIU Hall of Fame, Allison Hiller. Take a deep breath.
Thank you very much. I'd like to offer congratulations to my fellow inductees as well. This is an award that we definitely do not expect because during our time here, we just want to play well for our team. But for me, the best part about tonight is that I get to brag about everyone else. From my former teammates and coaches, whom I was proud to be a part of and a member of our conference championship season my sophomore year, and then to our academic advisors and tutors who cheered us on in the classrooms and helped us achieve as a student first and athlete second. As a Saluki, we are asked to give our best every day, while in return we promise to beat Bradley and of course Creighton to get that Missouri Valley title each season. So it's only fitting that I share this honor with everyone else. I share this with my family, my former teammates and coach, and all Salukis. This is just as much yours as it is mine. Thank you again for this honor.
Thank you, Allison. Congratulations. Like Harry Gallatin, Charlie Ropiquet's route to the SIU Hall of Fame is unusual for Saluki Hall of Famers. He came to Southern as a freshman, in 1967 as a walk-on. 2 years later, he was nearly an NCAA champion, and 3 years later he was. Charlie Ropiquet was the NCAA runner-up in the rings the first year of competition in 1970, and then he won the same event his second year in 1971. His teams finished 4th nationally in 1970 and 2nd in 1971. The 71 team won a conference championship. Then after leaving Southern, he won the national AAU rings title in 1973. He comes to us from the country of Colombia tonight to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, Saluki Hall of Famer Charlie Ropiquet.
I get to do this, okay? Now, I didn't play basketball, you can tell. And I didn't play football, you can tell. But anyway, I'm very pleased to be here tonight. We had a long trip from Cali, Colombia about 2 days ago, so I'm a little bit freaked out by being in all these gringos. So I had about 6 or 7 or 10 different things I wanted to say, But doing an interview earlier with a number of people, I sort of came to decide what I want to say. If you will think back, and those of you that have a long memory, if you remember a coach with a little success called John Woods at UCLA, who coached minor players like Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that was probably one of the best teams ever in basketball. Now, what am I saying that for? Under the tutelage of Coach Bill Meade, who coached here for 33 years, he produced the finest and most enduring record of athletic achievement at this university ever. 8 years, 66 dual meet wins without a loss. And I was here in 1968 when we lost to Iowa by 1/10 of a point. You remember that, Fred? Yeah, I bet you do. 15 NCAA champions, 4 Olympians, 17 years finishing in the top 3 at the NCAA championship throughout the United States, never finishing less than 10th place in that tenure. Now, why am I saying all this? I was thinking, oh, I'm going to talk about me and how great I am. And no, I don't want to do that. Gymnastics was what's called a minor sport versus basketball and football. But I don't think so. Coach Meade had a lot of expressions. And one of his famous quotes was, you know what? Gymnastics is the only sport, the only true sport. The rest are games and contests. You remember that, Fred? He had other famous quotes. Do what I say, not what I do. And the one that I like probably the most is, this is not a democracy. He could squeeze more water out of a rock than anybody I've ever met in my whole life. And I'm a rock, and I know. Well, as it was mentioned just a little bit ago, and I'll try to be brief about that. I came here from Highland Park High School, suburb north of Chicago, 1967. Had a very meager bag of tricks, gymnastics-wise, and came upon Nirvana, Valhalla, Olympus. We had just won 2 NCAA gold medal championship teams, 1966 and 67. Let's hear applause. That was the worst applause I've ever seen in my life. Let's have a real applause. Come on. When I came in here, it was like walking to heaven. I said, oh my God, look at that. And then there's this me, this little ratty ass, oh, sorry, my French, freshman. What am I going to do? I just came here to work out and maybe learn a trick or two. Ha-ha, little did I know that I was in the midst of giants. And Coach Meade was the master, the king, the brown bear. Remember that, Fred? Remember that, the brown bear? And other names that we won't repeat right now. A master tactician, a master tactician, is that it? Yeah, tactician. Psychologist, psychiatrist. He could make you do things that you wouldn't believe possible, and I'm not going to tell you what. Just use your imagination. But anyway, he also had the able assistance of Rick Tucker, who was a member of the team between, you remember Rick Tucker? Vaguely? Okay, well, anyway. Fred remembers, right? Yeah, he remembers everything. Rick Tucker was the assistant coach. And the end of freshman year, he said, you know what? You could be a national champion if you really want to. I said, oh. And guess what? It proved out later on that he was right. And he said to me when his senior year, you know, if I had a club and a gym in 2 years and a key and I would lock you in there, you could be on the Olympic team. Well, that didn't happen for one reason or the other. But anyway, it was a nice thought. SIU has been, for me, one of the most amazing and wonderful experiences I've ever had in my whole life. I have my entourage here, my brother John, Susie, my cousin Steve, who was in the pep band when I was here. Let's hear for Steve. And later on, this lovely lady here, who is my business partner and wife, and she keeps me in line. She tries to anyway. And this handsome devil here, my son Jonathan, who is single and available. He's working on a master's degree in education at Northwestern University. So I have a lot to be thankful for. And going back to the point, the experience I had here was, it's very difficult to describe, because Carbondale is like a magical place. SIU is like a magical place. It's just, you can take the boy out of Carbondale, but you can't take the Carbondale out of the boy, to coin a phrase. I came in as a walk-on, and because of the atmosphere, because of the magic of this place, I was able to achieve certain levels of achievement that otherwise I wouldn't have been able to. And so I want to thank SIU. I want to thank SIU, the president and the sports director, Fred Huff. What a guy. What a guy. Thank you very much. Who wants to see me do a handstand? Let's see some hands. So would I.
That would be a Hall of Fame first, too. And maybe a last, I don't know. Our sixth inductee of the night may have slipped through the cracks in terms of being a tardy selection to the Hall of Fame. He pitched in 1980, was his final year, but he did not slip through the cracks when he played. He actually made the cracks, especially in '79. That's when Bob Schreck went 12-0. That's the best single-season record in Saluki history, and it was the best record nationally that year. His 1979 ERA was 1.03, seventh best nationally that year, sixth best now still at SIU. He was All-American, he was All-Missouri Valley that year for a Saluki team that was 21st in the nation at one point. In 1980, he was a second-round draft pick of the Milwaukee Brewers. He pitched in 34 games at SIU. He picked off 24 base runners. Bob Schreck won 23 games at Southern from '78 through '80. He lost his first decision as a Saluki freshman, then went on to win 23 of his next 26. That's Hall of Fame stuff. Please welcome Saluki Hall of Famer Bob Schreck.
Thank you, Mike. First of all, congratulations. I'm very proud to be a part of this class. Congratulations to the other inductees. Also, thank you to the selection committee. I asked Mario when he gave me the call. I'd love to thank them. Who are they? And they kind of said it was a secret, and that's not well known. So, whoever you are out there, certainly thank you for this nomination and election. As Mike said, it was 35 years ago since I put on a Saluki uniform. Hard to believe, 35 years ago. And some would say that the committee finally ran out of names, for the Hall of Fame to get me elected. Well, others might say that my record stood the test of time. For me, it really doesn't matter because I'm here and I love it. I'm very proud. There's not much of an opportunity to, publicly say thanks. So I want to take this time right now to say thanks to some very, very important people who have been part of my success. I think some of the other inductees talked about it, but baseball is a team sport. I was a pitcher. I never had a hit. I never had an at-bat. I never scored a run as a Saluki. But as Mike said, you know, in my sophomore year, I was 12-0. I won 23 games, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that by myself. So, you know, I had a great team. I had a lot of defense behind me. Had a lot of people who scored runs. You know, Lauren knows what scoring runs means for a pitcher, and there's no way that I would have won a game without my team. So, you know, I'm very, very proud and honored to be up here. But baseball is a team sport, and it was because of my teammates that I stand here today. And then secondly, it was, you know, coaches. You know, Coach Itchy Jones, as, you know, Fred knows, and Itchy asked me to say hello to Coach Gallatin for him. Itchy was a great college coach, spent a lot of years here at Southern Illinois, and Mark Newman was my pitching coach for the 3 years. And they not only gave me a chance to and an opportunity to go out there and pitch, but they taught me a lot, both about the game mentally and physically, but then also about life. And so I owe a lot to Coach Jones and Mark Newman for what they did in my 3 years in my career here at Southern. And then lastly, you can't do it without the support of family. And as Mike, you know, called out when I first came up here tonight, that all, you know, my 4 brothers and sister are here, much who look a lot like me. Some I'm proud of, and maybe some of them aren't that proud of that. But they're here, and they've always been there. My parent-in-laws, my wife, my children, they've been with me every step of the way. They've been some of my biggest critics. You know, kept my head from getting too fat, much like my hair, if you see the picture over here. But back in the 70s, that was kind of the style. So you know, but they're also my biggest supporters. So I certainly appreciate them being here tonight and being part of my life for the last 56 years. So thank you for that. And then lastly, if you know, it's a magical night. It's a great night, and I certainly am honored to be here. But if I had one other wish, it would be that my parents could be here. But I know they're looking down, and they're as proud as I am to be able to say that I'm part of an SIU Athletic Hall of Fame. So thank you. I appreciate the honor. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Bob. Congratulations. We know you all look alike now. I want to know if you all look like this when it's uncovered now. That is something. Bob's alma mater, by the way, is opening the season tonight. That's why Ken Henderson, the current Saluki coach, is not here. Itchy Jones is at his palace in Florida, I'm sure, right now. And who knows what Newman's doing. But Southern is playing tonight, opening the season, depending on what poll you believe. TCU's either 3rd or 6th. And Southern is trailing 2-0 in the 7th inning at TCU. So that's a good start. No one takes joy in losing or playing close. But Southern started tonight, a senior on the mound, and 9 freshmen and sophomores in the starting lineup tonight. So to beat 2-0 with the 3rd and 6th team in the country, that bodes well, and I hope that's a good sign. All right, let's unveil these plaques. How about all of the Hall of Famers? All 6 of you, please come up, head toward that camera. We'll line you up. Harold Bardot, the athletic director, will join me up here, and we will unveil the plaques. Mo, you get to be first. I know that surprises you with that Abdul Qadir, always first. Just right by that. Now, it will get scattered when we're finished. All of the athletes will get the copies of the plaque. They'll get the same plaque tomorrow at halftime from President Dunn and from Athletic Director Bardot at halftime. And Tom Weber is our chief photographer, and we're going to hold you guys after you unveil your plaques. Please stay up here and for a group photo for all the inductees. So that's my kindergarten announcement there for the mechanics. All right, up first, Muhammad Abdul Qadir. Bottom. Down at the bottom. You're first. Bottom left. Bottom left. You want them all, don't you? Muhammad Abdul Qadir on the wall. Good job. Coach Gallatin, come on up.
Which one is his now? This one?
He'll be up top. Well, he's 6'8". We're going to put it up top. Harry Gallatin's plaque in the SIU Hall of Fame. How about that? Congratulations, Harry. Harry just said, who's that young guy in that picture? Congratulations.
You bet.
Mom,
Thank you.
Right, we go this way.
you want to go that way? Why don't you go that way?
I'll go this way.
Okay.
Lauren Haas, come on up. I feel like a game show host. Here is Lauren's plaque. Allison, come on up.
Hello.
Allison Hiller is now officially in the SIU Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Allison. Charlie, come on up. Now is the time to do the handstand. Oh, wait a minute, I may have just challenged you. Take the cover off. Charles Ropiquet, Hall of Famer. All right, Lefty, come on up. Should we make you do this from the stretch? Bob Schreck. Good job, man. All right, now all of you who are inductees, come on back up. You shouldn't have left. You left school too early. Come on around to the right side. Mr. Weber will get just go in front here, Coach. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a parting round of applause for the SIU Hall of Famers? Thank you for coming. Good night. We'll see you at the game tomorrow. Go Dogs.